Right? Exactly. Now you're live.
Okay. Right.
Thank
Right.
you very
Okay.
much
Okay.
for this is you are live now. Uh ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń wò wá nílé, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń wò wá lóko, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń wò wá ní Brazil, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń wò wá ní Nàìjíríà, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń wò wá ní Europe, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń wò wá ní àgbáyé. Ẹ ṣeun o. This is a new year like we normally do. Active program starts after our annual carnival. Now we are starting for the year, and thank you very much. Though we're gonna use Portuguese and Yoruba, the Portuguese for audience, the Yoruba for all of us, and the English for the Europeans, the Americans. That's not my language anyway. We thank you very much. We're starting a new year. This is Adeyinka Olaiya interactive program. With me is an accomplished writer, author of, in fact, I just don't know how to describe his talents, his books, Though we have the same Olaiya, but not because we are both Olaiya. He's he invented the name Yoruba in diaspora. With me is if I call him a professor, it's more than that. If I call him a doctor, if I call him a chief, a king, it's more than that. But I know he's the king, he's the prince, and I'll use Babawa like we normally he's my senior, and we know in Yoruba, Dọ́wájú wa lọ a máa ń fọwọ́ fún ni. Ṣùgbọ́n ká tó máa lọ àwọn tó jù mí lọ náà, mo júbà wájú, mo júbà ẹ̀yìn, mo júbà ọ̀tún, mo júbà òsì, mo júbà oyún ní, mo júbà ṣẹ́ẹ̀dì, ojú mi ṣe o. Wọ́n ní àdáṣe ní máa ń hun ni ìgbà kí ń hun ni o. Mo júbà o. Yorùbá ni mo sọ kì í ṣọ̀fọ̀ o. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó bá ti àwọn èdè kan wà lẹ̀ Yorùbá tá a bá wọ́n á ní ọ̀fọ̀ ni like my Yoruba language. All this now might be long as time goes on. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Babawa, I know it's Deji, so but he's using Deji Olaiya. Káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, yóò máa ju yín ṣe. So thank you very much in our program. Thank you very much. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ bá wa kí say hello to our Brazilian people, the Brazilian audience. I know you don't speak Portuguese, but I will have them in Portuguese. Ẹ bá wa kí wọn, ẹ bá wa kílé, ẹ bá wa kí oko, ká tó máa tẹ̀síwájú. Ẹ ṣeun.
Thank you very much, Adeyinka. I'm very, very proud of you for what you are doing to Yoruba culture, to Yoruba history, to Yoruba heritage. I watch your program all the time, and I'm very, very proud of what you have accomplished. And I want to say hello to everybody out there, especially all the viewers in Brazil and in every part of the world. My name is Deji Olaiya, and I'm the author of so many books, which include Modern Yoruba, orthography, and about many other books, which we'll discuss in due time. But right now, I'm just saying hello to everybody out there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And I hope that at the end of this program, you have something to take back home. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ẹ̀fọ́ tẹ̀ntà ẹ máa fún mi ní àyè díẹ̀ kí n sọ fún àwọn èèyàn mi ní èdè.
Okay.
Mais uma vez estamos aqui com o escritor, autor do livro mais em conta, mais moderno, de ensinar o idioma Yoruba, principalmente para os estrangeiros em diáspora. Ele é um dos melhores agora que vem essa forma mais fácil de poder pronunciar e ensinar né? Ele está nos cumprimentando, sendo a primeira vez, né? O dele é Deji Olaiya. Deji Olaiya é um escritor radicado lá em Irlanda. Vamos conversar. Vocês podem também fazer suas perguntas enquanto a gente vai. Ele tem para falar, né? Segundo ele, né, os livros dele é o que reinventou o espaço, a forma mais clara, né, de ensinar Yoruba, né, para nós que está muito interessado em falar Yoruba. Vamos que vamos. Thank you very much. Achei o Mama Lu de Beta Tabaconi, Mama Lu
Okay.
Yoruba, Mama Lu de Gẹ̀ẹ́sì àti de Português. Achei bom. Você só fala um de Português. Sir, if I should ask you a question, one very simple thing, one very simple one. Who is our Deji Olaiya? If I should just ask you, how would you describe yourself? Báwo ni tàtẹ̀ là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ní Brazil nítorí ohun tá à ń ṣe yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́yìn nìkan ará Nàìjíríà nìkan ṣùgbọ́n fáwọn ará Brazil. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ tàtẹ̀ ní bàbá wa Deji Olaiya.
Thank you very, very much, Adeyinka. Deji Olaiya, that's myself. My full name is Deji Olaiya. I'm 60 years old, and by profession, I am a chartered surveyor, in which means I develop buildings and deal with buildings before I left Nigeria. But after I left Nigeria and came to Ireland, I went into computer programming. So I switched then to computer programming. So now I've worked with British Telecommunications. And originally, I studied at the University of Ife. That's many, many years ago. I did my NYSc in Jos in 1985. And but something happened along the line in which I progressed from computer programming to writing books. So, and right now, I'm an author of about 9 books. 9 books. My first 2 books were novels, and after that, I wrote 7 books on Yoruba language, which I'm propagating at the moment because the Yoruba language that I'm propagating is a modern one. I've kind of changed the orthography. The one we write now is the one with the Amioke Sale. But I've, come up with a new orthography, removing the Amioke, removing the Amisale, and which makes the Yoruba language to look more reader friendly, more writer friendly. So, in summation, if you say who is the Olaiya, I'm a man of many parts. As I said, I am a charter surveyor, I'm a computer programmer, I'm an author, and actually I'm the CEO of a web hosting company called eyebrowseo.com. So I'm a man of many parts, but right now, what I'm propagating is my language, which I want to spread all over the world.
Wow, fantastic.
Mhm.
This is biography, like you say that way. You pass through a great effect. That is, it's where I also have the privilege to have passed through such a great university. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, so let me speak in Portuguese to my Brazilian people. Ele está dizendo, né? A pessoa dele, ele é radicado na Irlanda. Ele na verdade, ele se formou, né? Em outra área que tem a ver com a construção, na verdade, pelo fato que ele é uma pessoa com ideias diversas, né? É uma pessoa que realmente entra aquela que é mais importante, né? E está dizendo principalmente que neste momento a função dele, né, é para propagar um pouco o idioma Yoruba, né? É mais fácil de ensinar Yoruba, né? O autor de vários livros e está disposto aí a responder as perguntas, né? Thank you very much, sir. Ẹ ṣeun. Wàá sọ dédé fún wọn náà ni. Àwọn lè máa béèrè ìbéèrè wọn. Sir, my worries, you said something now that you said you removed the in thing, in Yoruba, tá à ń pè ní àmì ẹlẹ́yọ àwọn àmì kúrò wọn láti lè máa sọ ní Yorùbá láti lè pronounce èdè kí ló mú yín lọ sí pé jẹ́ kí nǹkan tí ẹ̀ jí kí n nǹkan tí ó yàtọ̀ pé jẹ́ kí n yọ àmì kúrò torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n náà ti pè mí láti àwọn iléèwé gíga láti Nàìjíríà tí ń kọ́ Yorùbá pé àwọn tí ẹ fẹ́ mọ̀ bí irú báwo ló lè ṣe báwo ló ṣe jẹ́ kí ló mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ṣàlàyé yẹn yé wa díẹ̀ yọ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe yọ kúrò yẹn ó jẹ́ kó ṣe é pè fáwọn èèyàn ni o àbí phonetics torí kò èmi gan fúnra mi báyìí kò tí ì yé mi dáadáa ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa ṣàlàyé díẹ̀.
Okay, thank you, Adeyinka. So the genesis of it, when I was growing up, I used to see somebody, as at the age of 3, 4, I used to see people writing something on the wall. Somebody is writing something on the wall. And I was wondering, what's this they are writing on the wall? And I would call my grandmother, who I was living with, and say, Mama, can you see something written on the wall? But she can't see it. I'm the only one who can see it. So at that time, I don't know what it is. When I grew to about 7 years, 8 years, I stopped seeing this handwriting on the wall. I now start seeing it in my dreams. So, and I will write them down. I will show people, do you know what this is? Nobody know what it is. So now what happened was that when I was doing my NYSC in 1985, somebody gave me some books to read. These are Yoruba books, Diofagunwa books. Immediately I opened the books. All the things I saw in my dreams just leap at me. That was when I know this is the work that I've been destined to do. Now, when you look at it this way, about 150 years ago, somebody called Samuel Ajayi Crowther was the one who translated the Bible into Yoruba language. And because there's a lot of words that look alike, he wants to differentiate them, to separate them from each other. So he used the Amioke and Amisale. So, and that was because in those days, if you have a child, you normally give them tribal marks. So what it did was that they gave our language tribal marks. But today, we don't use tribal marks again. And I believe that this is the work that God has sent me to do, to remove this Amioke and Amisale. Now, if you represent, for example, Amioke, what I did basically is very simple. Amioke, for example, if you represent Amioke with an S and represent Amisale with an R, I took the S because that's the first name of Samuel Ajayi Crowther, and R is the last letter of his name. If you replace Amioke and Amisale with those two letters, that is modern Yoruba. So it makes it easier to separate words. There's so many words that look alike. Look, for example, ara, ogun. So we need to separate all this. So that is why this is very, very good. And when you look at modern Yoruba that have developed, it's more reader friendly to the eye. In fact, a lot of people here in Europe, when they see it, they are more eager to read Yoruba literature. Before, with Amioke and Amisale, nobody wants to read it because it looks very scary. So that is the whole point. So to answer your question directly, with the Amioke, with the modern Yoruba orthography, it has made Yoruba look more beautiful. It makes Yoruba look more friendly, and it makes it easier to read and to write. A lot of people are actually, buying up the books and they are studying it, and very, very soon we're going to see a lot of new literature being written in modern Yoruba. The reason why there are no more literature now is because not everybody can write all this okay, and not everybody likes to read it because it just look all over the place. So modern Yoruba has really transformed. It is the future of the language. In fact, the book I'm writing now, this modern Yoruba, is something that will have been written in another 500 years. But I'm downloading it. I'm giving it to us. It's not for everybody. It's for people who who are. I mean, it's for people who can learn. Right now, Yoruba is the only language that anybody can write any way they like. There's no structure. So anybody can write Yoruba language. But right now, if you want to write modern Yoruba, you have to learn it. Just like you have to learn English. So so that is a lot of people have said, we should not remove Ami. Kiniko. Ami
mm,
Oke Ami Sale is not written by God. It is somebody that wrote it. The Bishop of Adeyinka that wrote it 150 years ago. So it's not something that was written by God. So we have to do something about. That's why I've done something about it. And I will employ everybody, write the book, read the. If you read the book, you will know, you will see that it's a better way of writing Yoruba. I've gone to a lot of book fairs. I have never seen anywhere where they display Yoruba language. And even when they display it, people will be thinking, we're asking, what is this? It doesn't really, it don't go pon wale, we speak a very, very, very
mm,
wonderful language with a lot of proverb, but we are not expressing ourselves, in the right way.
mm,
We the way it's written with America, it look very tribal, it look very, very archaic. But with modern Yoruba,
mm.
we have been able to develop the language. And a lot of people don't know that the Yoruba language that we speak right now is the original Hebrew language in the Bible, the original Hebrew language. And I'm going to write a book about that. But let me stop for now so that I don't confuse everybody.
Arauco, that's fantastic. Akim Alavida, thank you very much for this a quick, a brief talk. Uh, there's a Brazilian here asking a
Mm.
question, actually. Jivan Mendes, Brazilian. And, mas eu vou tentar explicar um pouco o que ele falou agora, né? Para quem está nos assistindo. Né? Ele explicou que ele, de repente, inventa uma forma mais clara, mais fácil de ensinar Yoruba. Toadas, né? Tema, né? E então ele removia algumas coisas e juntou algumas coisas, né? Isso facilita a forma de aprender, a forma de falar e a forma de pronunciar, né? Ele está dizendo que o idioma Yorubá ele precisa circular mais, mas só que a forma de pronunciar tem sido problema um pouco para os que querem aprender, né? Por esse motivo, ele se dedicou a isso e já publicou vários, né, livros, seminários, para, né, para ensinar melhor, para que pessoas, principalmente que estão aprendendo, né, fora da Nigéria, que é em diáspora, né? E a pergunta, né, Givan Mendes, obrigado pela sua participação. Estamos começando agora, desse ano, interativo. E a sua pergunta, para onde um iniciante deve começar seus estudos, né, na língua Yoruba? Jima Mendes is asking a question, where should a starter, like this your system now for teaching Yoruba, where should a starter, somebody that just like a Brazilian who hasn't been to Nigeria or any part of Yoruba land, where should how would you advise such a staff to learn what
Oh,
are the
oh, fantastic, fantastic,
such a person adopts?
fantastic. So, Adeyinka, I have written a book. The title of the book is Learn to speak and write modern Yoruba language. So in that book, it's only about 350 pages. You will learn how to speak Yoruba from the beginning,
Like this.
how to greet. If you go to a post office,
Okay.
how to what the words to say. If you go to a bank, if you go to an airport, in the book there are about 256 verbs that I treated. 256 verbs and about what we call cognitives, about 500 cognitives, different words that
Okay.
you can use, how to use them. So you can find this book if you go to www.modernyoruba.com. You see, in fact, all the books, all the 7 books are there. So if you are a Portuguese, if you're from Bahia or you're from Brazil and you want to learn Yoruba language, that's the book you need to buy. It's called Learn to Speak and Write Modern Yoruba Language. That is what they need to do. And apart from that, I will also add that
Uh,
you
well,
you you can buy also the Yoruba dictionary. The dictionary of Yoruba language is also on the same page.
ok. Ah, o Gilvão Mendes, ele está dizendo que também publicou alguns livros ali, né? Dizendo que ele tem uns livros que ele publicou para quem querendo, está dizendo que porque a forma dele é um pouco mais diferente, né? Da forma normal de aprender Yorubá, de escrever Yorubá. O dele foi criado, inventado por ele. Agora ele tirou os acentuados, né? Para ficar mais fácil, né? Para não seja a forma mais convencional de falar, de aprender. Você quer ensinar uma criança a chamar o nome do pai, né? A gente sabe que é o pai. Aí ele usa uma forma mais atrativa, né? Atrativa de poder gravar na criança, para ele poder chamar o pai, sem precisar atravessar aquela forma um pouquinho mais convencional, que estava difícil, né? Então, o livro dele é um pouco mais diferente. Para ensinar mesmo para da Nigéria. Thank you very much. E tem uns livros, né? Ele sai, né? Daí fica mais interessa em Brasil, né? Poder vender mais para o Brasil, né? So, if you are able to, you can easily type your the site where they can get the book on the platform,
Okay.
so that we can put it there where where they can obtain your books.
Okay.
Mm.
Let me see. I'm
You
not
just type that.
having.
I'll put it on the
Okay. I don't know where
okay.
am I going to
I mean,
type it.
you can still come back to that. I can see just on the question. Oh, don't worry. I'll do that later. Don't worry. You just let's go more into
Okay.
the.
Okay.
I can see that's another comment from Awade Soji Awuyemi, that's from the
Hmm.
US. Is asking you, don't you think the removal of me, we will be losing the originality of the language?
Yes. Thank you, Adeyinka. That's a very, very brilliant, intelligent question. I've been asked that question so many times. And my simple answer is that, in those days, we give tribal marks to our children. Do we still give tribal mark to our children
Yeah.
now? No, we don't do that anymore. So now, when you look at the Ami Oke and Ami Saleh, that Ami is not given to us by God. It was not God that wrote it. It was written by somebody called Samuel Ajayi
Mm.
Crowder. So it's not as if this is something that was given from to Moses on the Mount Sinai. It was not. It was written by somebody. And this Ami Oke, The reason why it's there is that to separate one word from another word, so that when you say Ogun, it's different from Ogun, it's different from Ogun. So what I've simply done is that army that you
Ogun.
see,
Ogun.
I've changed that army, the army okay, I've changed it to an S, an alphabet, and the army Saleh, I've changed it to an arrow, which is an alphabet. So the army is still there, but they are not like all this apostrophe. They are now like like
Mm.
letters. So and the essence is that right now, if you look at the book, you will be very happy at the work I have done. As I said, this is not for everybody. It's not everybody that will like it. It's not everybody that
Mm.
will want it. This one is for people who wants to study. As I said before, if you want to write Yoruba now, Yoruba is the only language in the world. Anybody can write it any way they like. There's no structure. If you want to write English, you will write it
Mm.
according, you will learn to write it. And look at it this way, in the way they write English in America is different from the way they write it in England. If you like write labor in America, there's no U in labor. If you write it in England, there's a U. So people who want to write with Ami can continue to write in Ami. And there are a lot of new people who are coming up, especially young children who doesn't want to have anything to do with Ami Okura Misale. They are writing in the modern Yoruba. They are writing their book. They are reading books in modern Yoruba. And those will continue. As I said, the
Mm.
work I'm doing now is possibly something that will be done in about maybe 100 to 500 years that I'm doing right now. And look at it this way. You cannot use Yoruba language to write computer programs. It's not programmable. So you need a language that can stand shoulder to shoulder with other languages in the world. How many other languages in the world do you see Amioke Amisale? How many languages? And when you look at Yoruba literature, you see all the Amokesium. It looks very unwieldy, it looks very chaotic, and people will just be asking you, what is this? And for a beautiful language that we have, let me tell you something about Yoruba language that a lot of people don't
Mm.
know. As I said before, that our language is the original
Mm.
Hebrew language in the Bible. In fact, our language, the language of the Igbos and most people in the southern part of Nigeria, is the original language. So I went back actually to do a big study. And you know what I found out? For example, let me give you an example, Adeyinka. If you look in Exodus 3, verse 14, in the burning bush, when God visited Moses, and Moses
Mm.
was very scared, and he was wondering, who are you? And in English, they wrote it, God said, I am that I am. But when you look at the original script in the Bible, what did God say? God said, Eye, Asha, Eye.
Mm.
That is the original Hebrew. Eye, Asha, Eye. What is the meaning of that? In those
Hebrew.
days, Moses is in the
Mm.
wilderness. He cannot
Mm.
see any train, he cannot see any helicopter, he cannot see any of this aeroplane. The only thing he can see is an eagle that is far, far above in the sky. So God was trying to tell him that Eye, Asha, Eye. In today's Yoruba language, you say Kuseye bi Asha. Kuseye bi Asha. That's what it says in the Bible. And then when you look at
Mm.
in the beginning, it says God created the heaven and the earth. When the
Mm.
word God is called Elohim, that's what we call Oluwa, Yahweh, Eledumare.
Mm.
You understand? So
Oluwa.
I went back in time and I was able to put this together and even look at the language you speak and the Igbos. And a lot of people don't know we speak the same language. When we say Enu, they say Onu. Imi, we say Imu. When we say Okuta, they say Okute. When you say Akpa, they say Aka. So our language. That's why even the Bible said that we will see, we'll be looking, but we will not see. We will hear, but we will not comprehend. So I went back in time and
Mm.
studied this language and found out I'm trying to link it back because this is the original Hebrew language. And when you look at Hebrew, there's so many related words that. So what I've done is to progress Yoruba language. It's like moving Yoruba language from analog to digital. It's like upgrading Yoruba language. Right now, If you look at any of the, I've translated 2 books. One of them is Dio Fagunwa's book in Karindo. A lot of people who have bought them, they've come back to me and said, "Oh, this is fantastic. We are able to, there's no, everything is very neat, very, very, very reader friendly." I translated the book of Revelations, and I got a lot of feedback back. So the problem we have right now with Yoruba language is that if we don't develop it, the language will die. If we don't do something drastic, how many children, Adeyinka, I will ask you, do your children, do they read Yoruba literature? Give them one literature with all this, they will not read it. They will just ask you, Daddy, what is this one? It looks very kind of, but with modern Yoruba, it just looks like every other, a lot of people have come here, it looks like Italian, it looks like Spanish, it looks like Portuguese, it looks like this, because all these people we are talking about, they develop their own language. We need to develop a language. We should stop writing it any way you like. Right now, everybody just write Yoruba any way they like. We must have a structure. We must have a standard so that everybody will learn it and they will write it in that standard. That's what I have done. So I'm okay. I'm a Saleh. They were not written by God though. And we are writing it, we are rewriting it. So when you look at chemistry book 150 years ago, it's not the same thing as chemistry book today. When you look at, in those days, we used to teach algebra and trigonometry. Today, they only teach math. So the world is developing, and we have to continue to develop. We have to develop our language. If we don't take a conscious effort to develop our language, we will lose our language. I think that's another question.
Thank you very much for that. Ele está dizendo, né, que respondendo a uma pergunta que foi feita, né, uma pergunta que foi feita para Deji a Uyemi, onde ele perguntou, né, que se essa forma nova dele de escrever e aprender Yoruba, se essa forma não vai prejudicar realmente a forma convencional de escrever. Será que isso não vai entrar um conflito, porque ele está querendo modernizar mais fácil, né? E está dizendo que não. A vida não para. E, bom, né? Se você vê que o mundo tá andando e você quer segurar aquela forma bem antiga de aprender Yoruba, que isso não vai entrar, que estamos agora no digital, né? Então, a fonética vai mudando. Ele cita os Estados Unidos, onde a língua inglesa lá, né? Se você escreve, tipo, uma palavra lá, se você coloca a letra U, eles não costumam colocar a letra U lá, né? Mas na Europa, eles colocam a letra U. Ele está dizendo que os americanos estão melhorando a forma de falar e temos que segurar o Yoruba. Então, o Yoruba também, você tem que se aproximar das pessoas e ver qual é a forma mais fácil de ensinar o Yoruba. Então, tem que inventar aquelas palavras para que essa pessoa possa aprender, possa falar um pouquinho mais fácil. Porque ele inventou isso daí. Ele realmente está com as escolas e talvez não vão querer isso, né? Me parece um pouquinho mais fácil de poder falar Yoruba, né? Este é meu sonho Yoruba. Uma boa, uma maria. Já traz do possible languages, né? E então ele está querendo mostrar que o Yoruba só pode ser mais fácil de aprender se a gente aceitar essa forma nova, né? não aquela forma antiga, é uma forma um pouquinho mais difícil. E muitas pessoas não conseguem aprender assim. Então, ele lançou inúmeros livros nesse sentido, que está ajudando em diáspora, né? Fora da Nigéria, aprendendo a forma mais fácil para eles, né? Ele, inclusive, citou o livro sagrado, a Bíblia, né? A Bíblia, que os judeus, né, mudaram muita coisa, né? Hoje eles conseguiram. Por que eu não posso mudar? Eles não podem mudar Yoruba, né? Essa aí é a filosofia dele. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry, because I carry my Brazilian audience along, so
Yeah, yes,
I
yes.
needed
It's a
to,
long
and
thing.
I can assure you, your book will make a lot of success here in Brazil, where Yoruba language is quite important here. You know. Like you have
Mm.
said, in Brazil, Yoruba language is well, it's necessary in everything they do. You know. There's another question here from Mendes. Diva Mendes, mais uma vez, está fazendo perguntas para você. Ele está querendo dizer ou sobre como ações pelo livro, como ela trata isso nos seus livros. He's asking that when talking of the pronunciation, how to pronounce the Yoruba. So in your books, the books you have written, how did you treat that area, the phonetics? You know, how come that
Mm.
to not enter into a kind of conflict with the one they have they've been learning here in Brazil. This person is a Brazilian, and how come what are the system the phonetics? You know, how did you how come you what have you used? Just start an example like if we say Ijebu, you know, if
Mm.
I say Ijebu, I know how to write Ijebu, Jebu, you know, and if you tell the Brazilian to mention Ijebu, he might say Ijebu, you know,
Mm.
and because of the and then if you ask a Spanish like a Bolivian or Argentine to say Ijebu, you say Ijebu. J is hey in Spanish.
Mm.
So we have all of this. So how do you treat here so that how do you write Ijebu in your new form so that a learner can easily understand that Ijebu is not Ijebu, it's Ijebu. I'm talking about phonetics now.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Adeyinka. So, first of all, I have not changed the way we speak Yoruba. I've only changed the way we write it. So, Ijebu is still Ijebu. Oyo is still Oyo. Ijesha is still Ijesha.
Okay.
You pronounce it the same way. It's just you write it down Mona Yoruba differently. Now, in the Learn to Speak and Write Yoruba, I provided a pronunciation guide. So, because I treat them, from what to call verb by verb, I treated about 256 verbs. So, for example, when it's fair, for example, how do you pronounce fair? Fair, as in, I don't have it off head now, but I use something to tell you how this is how it's pronounced. And then there's fair. So like ku
Okay.
and ku. So I use examples to show you how this is pronounced. So and when you read, the only thing I think I'm going to do next is that I'm going to find somebody. Maybe I'm going to last with you, Adeyinka, to translate these books into Portuguese because they're all written in English. So I think once they're translated into Portuguese, it will be more easier for Brazilians to lay their hands upon it and read it. I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to try to translate into Portuguese into French. I have a
Yes.
lot of people from France,
Yeah, exactly.
so I think that's the next thing. We are going to last together and do something about that.
That would be a very good idea because Latin America is
Mm,
I'll tell you is another Africa, out of Africa, principally Brazil. There's this belief in Brazil that Yoruba is the sacred. They use Yoruba in all they do, in all they do, So, and they've been trying to speak Yoruba, to learn Yoruba. For a number of them Africa. So this book necessary in Brazil. Brazil will be happy having a book. The Brazilians are lovers of Yoruba language.
Okay.
Está dizendo aqui o Givalmente está dizendo tudo de publicar, de falar uma interpretação, né? Está traduzir esse livro para português também, né? Para que o pessoal do Sufuri aproveitar também, né? Está dizendo que ele não mexeu na forma de pronunciar, né? Como é que você Ijebu, ele disse que não, embora ele pode até escrever de uma forma diferente, só que não é que ele muda a forma de acentuação, ele só muda a forma de falar, de escrever. Assim você vai poder falar facilmente. Os livros dele simplesmente é para facilitar a pronúncia e a aprendizagem, né? E logo ele está dizendo que vai tentar também fazer em português, mas embora eu vou divulgar onde os livros dele pode ser, né? E sabe um pouquinho mais. This particular class to foreign Yoruba, let me put it that way, Yoruba in diaspora, more than Yorubas in Nigeria. I think this interview, this interactive content here in Brazil than any part of I need to explain to them more in Portuguese than even finding time to speak in Yoruba, because they are crazy. They want to learn Yoruba. They want to know Yoruba here very well. So this book obviously will make a good success here in Brazil. Now, sir, before I go into a number of they are greeting you. Brazilians are greeting you. I think I've seen Brazilians more than
Okay.
Nigerians or Brazilians. Udara Sabina. Udara Sabina. She's saying good afternoon. She's greeting you. It's a Brazilian.
Good afternoon to good afternoon to everybody. I greet everybody.
To you.
I salute everybody. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for coming to the program.
And I will má fi ayé sọ fáwọn èèyàn tó ń gbọ́ wa ní Yorùbá náà wípé èdè Yorùbá ṣe pàtàkì, èdè Yorùbá ṣe kókó, èdè Yorùbá àgbọ́dọ̀ sọnù, èdè Yorùbá wà lórí wọn ní kò bàjẹ́ lórí alára, kò bàjẹ́ lórí ajérò, orí wa kò ní bàjẹ́. Gbogbo wa tá ń gbé Yorùbá lárugẹ, à ń gbé lárugẹ ni o, torí kí Yorùbá kó má kú. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ náà ni o Yorùbá àti ẹ̀sìn ọ̀tọ̀ ni o. Wọn ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe wọ́n tá à ń ṣe kì í ṣe ìṣẹ̀ṣe o. Ẹ̀yìn òyìn ṣùgbọ́n ìṣẹ̀ṣe náà tó ní wọ́n ní orí ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, oúnjẹ ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni. Gbogbo ohun tá à ń ṣe òun ìṣẹ̀ṣe wa. Ọ̀tá tí ń gbé Yorùbá lárugẹ ni a fẹ́ kó kú, a fẹ́ kó bàjẹ́, a fẹ́ kó dànù. A tó wá fẹ́ káwọn ará àta wọ́n tó wá máa kọ́ àwọn èèyàn wa nílé wọ́n ṣe ń sọ Yorùbá. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí Yorùbá kú, kò nítorí wa kú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún Yorùbá ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé Yorùbá lárugẹ. Àwa tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, tá la wá ń gbé, a dẹ̀ rí bí Yorùbá ṣe rí, àwọn náà a ṣe kí ni a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbé lárugẹ. Èmi tẹ́ yí Adeyinka Olaiya, èmi Ìjẹ̀ṣà ni mí, ọmọ ẹlẹ́ni ẹwẹlẹ, ọmọ ẹlẹ́ni àtẹ́ẹ̀ká. Wọ́n ní Ìjẹ̀ṣà yóò di ìṣáná, ilé lọ́dọ̀ wá tí ń ná roko. Èmi mọlé o, mi ò sọ lé ní bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a bí mi ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó bọ̀ ọmọ Ìjẹ̀ṣà ni mí, Ìjẹ̀ṣà ní mèrè, mẹ́ẹ̀ṣọ́ ọmọ àlè o. Ó máa ju wá ṣe o, tó bá fi mi wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ má kì mí dísẹ̀. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ má kì mí dé ìsẹ̀, ibi táwọn bàbá mi ti jọba. Ó tọ́ sí mi náà o, ìrìn àjò ló gbé mi débí. Àtúnkì lọ́dọ̀ ìyá, wọ́n náà mi lọ́mọ àrápatẹ́ jẹ́ wọ́n ọjọ́ kan. Mo tó pa lówe náà ní Pọ́tugí, ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ mi sọ̀rọ̀ Pọ́tugí èdè lédè mi, mo kọ́ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n ilé Yorùbá wọn bí mi sí ní disability o, yóò máa ju wa dẹ́. Ẹ má bìí sí, mo ní kí n lọ́lé díẹ̀ ni.
Ó dà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Mo ní kí n lọ sílé díẹ̀ ni. Mo lọ sílé.
Very good.
Àbí
Very
kí n
good.
lọ́lé
Very
díẹ̀ kí n sọ
good.
fún wọn pé èmi lọ́mọ wá ọmọ òbúkú.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn olómi tó bá ti mi tí mo ti ń sọ èdè Pọ́tugí, wọ́n lára wọn ni mi ń ṣe Pọ́tugí o, akọ mi ni o, àfi ó ti dandan ni o, ó máa ju wa ṣe. Sir, mo tún fẹ́ béèrè yẹn kan lọ́wọ́ yín, pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ìlú wo lẹ ti polongo àwọn ìwé ìdè báyìí tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n tẹ̀ tí ń mọ̀ wípé torí iṣẹ́ mọ̀ pé the way I see this book now, it's a kind of I mean a way ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa, a number of us are having our kids here in diaspora that cannot even speak Yoruba. You know, they can't even speak Yoruba. You force them, they hear but they can't speak of speaking because they think they will speak it in a way that you laugh at them. You know? So where have you tried to penetrate with this your new ways, and have you been having problem with the academic departments of this Yoruba department of because they might see it as an affront? Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Who is this?
This
writer just coming up with a different way.
Yeah, you are 100%.
Where we have a professor of so
you are 100% correct, Adeyinka. You are 100% correct.
Please, do tackle that area.
So you are 100% correct. I've written a lot of departments in Nigeria, universities, especially in the Southwest. And there's been a lot of pushbacks because a lot of them sees it as if I'm going to compete with them. So, and I've not had any success in that area. It looks like most of the time our people back home don't want any change. People don't want any change. They think that any change will affect their future, unless if there's money involved. Like if you say if you learn this, you get 100,000, then people will come on board. But I found out that I have more successes abroad, especially in the UK, where there are a lot of Yoruba families in the UK. They are buying it for their children. They are telling their children to read from the books, especially the proverbs. A lot of then in America, there's a lot of Black Americans who are buying the 1,000 Yoruba names. It's very, very popular among North America and in Canada. So I've had a lot of successes there.
Wow.
And and there are a few in Australia, not many, maybe not up to 1,000 in Australia, but they are buying the 1,000 Yoruba names and the dictionary. So, and I want to use this opportunity to tell all our brothers in Nigeria, the book is not an affront. I'm not trying to take your food away from you. What I'm trying to do is to improve the language, is to make sure the language did not die. Because if we don't take a conscious effort to develop our language, look at in Ireland, their language is dead because they didn't develop it. The last time I went to Scotland, They didn't develop their language is dead. In Wales, their language is dead. In many countries where English is spoken, the language will die unless you take a conscious effort to develop it. So, and as I said, you can,
Mm.
a lot of people have written me to criticize me. Some even consider I'm a bastard. They said I want to destroy Yoruba language. They said that I've taken money from white people.
Ah!
That yes, they said I've taken money that they've given me money, and I'm spending the money to destroy Yoruba language. All I'm doing is the book I'm writing now, the changes I'm making now. These are changes that should have happened in under 100 years, but I'm doing it now, and I can tell you that at the end of the day, this Yoruba language you are writing with American Mesale is not going to survive because no, but no, not one of our children will be read. Nobody will read. They're not reading it. They won't read it because it doesn't look good. You need a new presentation. What I'm doing is to present Yoruba language and Yoruba culture, Yoruba in a different, presentation. Just like when you take a book and you redesign the book, you give it a new cover, a new font, make it look good. So even those who are saying that somebody, I'm doing the wrong thing, how many of your children read Yoruba books? How many people have you? And in the last 10 years, how many new Yoruba novels have you seen? Go and look at the English literature. They write almost about 100 new writers every year that write new novels and all that. How many Yoruba novels have you seen in the last 10 years? I mean, none. So we still have the same traditional people, all these professors, university. We need to get to a point where people will be expressing themselves in Yoruba. They'll be writing novels. There are a lot of people who want to tell stories, but they cannot write with Amioke and Amisale. They can't. But the modern Yoruba that I've introduced now is very easy to write. There's no Amioke, there's no Amisale, there's no there's no O, there's no B. Everything looks very neat, very tidy, and very reader friendly. So that's where we are. And I will just implore, as I said, you can find this book in www.modernyoruba.com. You can see there. If you want to learn the orthography itself, I've made that book free of charge. You can click on it online. You can read it. That particular book is free for
Mm.
anybody to read. So that's where we are. That's where we are.
You-
Hello?
I'm just trying to.
Okay.
I'm trying to type the site and put it
Okay. Okay.
on the
Mm.
screen so that uh,
www.modernyoruba.com.
www.modernyoruba.
Yes, modernyoruba.com.
Modern
Mm.
again.
I think you are freezing.
I can't bomb you. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can't
Yeah.
hear you again.
Mm.
No, I hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. Modern Yoruba. Dot
Dot
what, sir?
com. Dot com. Com.
Modern
Mm.
Yoruba. Modern.com.
Mm.
Okay. Uh, I will. So
Mm.
this thing you have said now. Uh, sorry, this thing. Hmm,
It's modernyoruba.com.
I'm just trying to.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Wow. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm still here. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, okay. Just trying to marry
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
No,
hearing you
no,
now.
yeah, that's it. Yes,
So
that's
you,
it.
you, you you made some yeah you mentioned something and so strange
Mm,
that you ways of writing Yoruba and let me just you how did it's like to me it's like invention. You have created something. It's like I find it difficult to understand. You have created a different ways, like you're just like Adai crowd that did down these days. Adai crowd created his own, invented something, and we are still
mm,
using that. How come?
yes.
How come you let me create this thing and how have you been able to perfect that modern way of challenges? How come? Please be a little bit elaborate, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Adeyinka. As I said, this is not something I did in 1 day or 2 days or 1 year. This is 20 years work. And these inspirations, I will see it. Somebody will write it for me. Then I'll write it down. I'll write it down. That's how I was able to write down all the codes, and I used the codes, to translate them. And I was able to write out about 20,000 word dictionary. And then I was shown all the verbs, about 256 verbs. When you look at computer language, computer has 256 byte, 16 by 16. So, and I was given 256, and these different verbs, everything was written down. And all these codes that I sometimes, this code will come in a dream, sometimes it come by inspiration, and everything was written down. And one thing about Yoruba that a lot of people don't know is that Yoruba is a derivative language. So when you, for example, if you say je to be, or if you say fe, that's where you have a fe. You understand? So every single what we call it verb has a lot of other words related to it. And the whole point is to differentiate. So to answer your question, these have been perfected over a 20-year period in which one by one, this was written one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, and everything was written out perfect. And because we're a computer age, I was able, because of my programming skill, I was able to translate this using a computer. So that if you look at coup, for example, all the word related to coup, everything programmed. So it's something, even for me, it's amazing because I never studied Yoruba. I have nothing to do with Yoruba, but this is a job I've been given by destiny. It's not something like I went out of my way. I didn't write it because I wanted to make money. I already made my money, but I'm writing it because I have this thing. I want to. I don't want my language to die, and because of that thing, all the things I've shown in my dreams and all that, I wrote everything down
Your
and I
country.
started. Sorry, you are freezing. Hello, can you
Oh, the
hear me?
network is bad.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you now.
Uh,
I'm hearing you now.
so this work I've done, I've written now 7 different books. Although I'm making money, I didn't write them because of money. I didn't write. If I want to make money, I will not be writing books. I know what I'll be doing. So, but I'm so happy that What the job I'm doing now, they may not be appreciated now. In the next 100 years, this is what people will be writing. This is the future of Yoruba language. The children we have today, they will not be writing Namioke and Namisale. They will be writing the one that I've written because it's easier for them. It's easier to write. It's easier to read. It's friendlier. It portrays Yoruba as a high-level language. It makes us look good. You don't. If you go to a book fair and you take a book written with Namioke and Namisale, you show to people, they'll be looking at you like as if what the hell is this? It looked very tribal, very archaic. It looked like what I call Egyptian hieroglyphics. It doesn't look good. Let's be honest. So, and I'm very happy that God has used me, to turn things around, to write this around, and all the innovations I put there is a link back to Hebrew. It's a link back to where we are from. For example, when we write Eye in modern Yoruba, there's an L at the end of it. And people will ask, why is the L there? The L should be there because, for example, when you say Eyele, that is the L that carries the le. When you see me to breathe, there's an S at the end. Why do you have an S? Because when you say Imisi, the S is there. It's a link back. But because we are a tribe where everybody wants to, Yoruba don't want any control. People want to write any way they like. Just write your own. There's no standard. When you write knife in English, there's a K at the back of knife. What is K doing there? But you have to know this is a K. It's to differentiate it. There's a reason why it's there, to link it to something. So what I've done is to link all our words to each other, link it to the original language, link it to Egypt, link it to wherever it's coming from, because every language is an amalgamation of other language. And as I said, when I look into the Hebrew language, when we say someone, they say someone. So we are coming from a place, we are coming from somewhere, and we have to link back to it. So it's an innovation, as I said, it's not for everybody. And I'm using this medium to appeal to all our lecturers in universities, all our professors in universities. Some of you have criticized this work without even looking at it. You just seen it on the internet. This is bad. Read the book first. And I'm not asking you to buy the book. You can read it free of charge. www.modernyoruba.com. Go there, you see the link to the book. Click on it, read it. It's only 90 pages. Read it, and then you see what I've done is what you should be doing. You, the professors of Yoruba, that's what you should be doing. But I've done it for you, and I want you to have a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this, Esheun Gidigan. We have with me here also
Mr. Ahmed Adesanya, thank, thank
he's
you
a
so much
professor,
for coming.
associate professor of Yoruba.
Lovely.
Yeah, he's an associate
Thank you
professor
so
of
much,
Yoruba from Lagos State University.
Professor
He's
Ahmed
greeting you.
Adesanya. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. So you are doing so well because even I don't even know where to, because it's something that's interesting. Sincerely speaking, but just say I think you're like a prophet of come and do this for, and you have a link where they can click and read for free. That's a dedication. E tá dizendo aqui que podemos também aquele que não tem condições de comprar o livro, se consegue ler em inglês, né? No site dele, www.modernyoruba.com, que aí você pode e ler, são 90 páginas, né? Você pode ler de graça aí. Ele está dizendo que ele faz isso para, né? Dele. Into that 1,000 names. 1,000 names. Tell a little bit about that.
1,000 Yoruba names. What's the question?
Exactly.
Mm.
Tell us a little bit yeah, well, tell us a little bit about that book. Why did you
Okay.
go into writing? What's the book all about? That's the only thing.
Yeah, so there was a time I was traveling from South Africa. I went for a seminar, South Africa. So I was coming back to Dublin. So I met somebody on the plane, was sitting beside me. He looked at me and he said, "Are you Yoruba?" I looked at him and said, "Yes." I said, "How do you know I'm Yoruba?" He said he could just sense, the way my carriage, I could see, because he said Yorubas are very posh, they're very, he just discussed. So I said, okay. So and we started to talk and say, you know what, I'm from Brazil, and this and that I wanted to, I've been looking for Yoruba names, and that most of our family, we know that we are from your kingdom, but we don't know what these names mean. So that's how I got the idea. A lot of Then after that, I met so many people, especially in America. When I went to Chicago, a lot of people who are asking, what's the meaning of your name, this and that. So there's a lot of black people in America, especially, who want to go back to their roots. They want to go back to their roots, but they've no clue what to do. And the first thing you need to do is to go back to your roots is to get a proper name. I can tell you that most people, when they change their name to Yoruba name, they see their children behave differently. So that's how I came about the book, and I wrote 1,000 Yoruba names and their meanings, what it means. There's a woman who called me from America and told me a life story and said, "What name should I give you?" I said, "Your name is Kufoworola." And she was very happy. A lot of people call me, they want to know, and what's the mean. So instead of people now calling me and asking me, what is this, what is that? Once you get the book, you can read the book. Once you read the book, you know the one that is your own. You know the one that is your own. So it's a very, very big book. It's about 500 pages. I think I've compressed it to about 250 or 251. But it's a book with, actually, it's more than 1,000 names. I just may say 1,000 names to know that it's at least above 1,000. And each name is described, the meaning, the origin, how to, for example, if you're from if from a king's family, you always be Ade. If I'm from a wealthy family, Ola. So I did not go into names starting with Ogun or with any Orisha, because I don't want people to think maybe I'm biased. So I just use the common ones, you know. So I just use Ade and Ola and a few just common names. So, but it's a very versatile book, and I can tell you, we've sold a lot of them, especially people are buying them in America, because that is where I think there's a lot of people are hurting in their hearts. They want to go back to their roots, but they don't know how to. So, and I want to let people know that um, I am not into traditionalism or any what do you call it. I'm not into religion. I'm just a literature person. I'm just talking about literature. You know, writing Yoruba names, Yoruba proverbs. I'm not into any form of religion. So I'm not. So don't think this man maybe is this kind of religion. Maybe he's a Muslim and he wants to. No, I'm not trying to convert anybody to Islam or to Christianity or to any religion. Yeah, I'm just dealing with literature, how to write our language. And apart from the 1,000 Yoruba names, I've also written 1,000 Yoruba proverbs, where if you read that book, by the time you finish reading the book, you'll be 1,000 times wiser than you are right now. So, and then there is a 20,000 word dictionary, which is also written. It's also there. And there is a learn to read and write, but to read and speak Yoruba language is there. There is the modern Yoruba orthography itself, which it's also being sold, but you can read it online if you want to, free of charge. And yeah, those are all the 7 books. And I've translated two works, and the first work is Enikanido Ninu Gbelegbeje is a work done by D.O. Fagunwa, which I've translated into modern Yoruba. And then the book of Revelation, Ifion, is also there. I've translated it also into the book of Revelation. I translated the book of Jude. That is also published free of charge. It's on the website. You can read that also free of charge. I'm not selling that one. It's completely free. So if you go to their webpage, you see there's a lot of resources there. And as I said, Adeyinka, the next job for me now is to translate these works into Portuguese and into French and into Spanish. And then once that is done, we need to propagate Yoruba language, because when you go abroad, there's nowhere I've gone that I've not seen Yoruba culture, especially most of the Caribbeans. The other time when I visited Cuba, most of the, even their language, when they say Ojos, Oju, they say, oh, the three Ojus, the three Ojos. As I was in, they said the three eyes, Ojos, but we call it Oju. So, even the Spanish language, the bit of Yoruba in it and their culture, even the music, the Spanish music, it's a kind of an offshoot from the Yoruba music. So we are everywhere, but we must continue to propagate our language. We must not let this language die. If we continue to say we want to write Amioke and Amisale, I can tell you in another 50 years, Yoruba language will be gone. Because how many children are reading it now? How many people can come out and say, my children are reading Yoruba language? How many? Even when you teach in secondary school, how many students do Yoruba language that they are from 5? They won't, because they would rather do French or do Spanish or do some other language, because these are reader-friendly language. I want you to take that word, reader-friendly. When you open Yoruba book, it's not friendly. It's not friendly at all. We need another style. And I have said, some people say, I'm okay, I'm okay, it was not written by God. Samuel Ajayi Crowther, it's not God. And we have to do something about it. And that's where I am. I think we have somebody, I have not seen the book.
Yeah, thank you much, sir. This is a question from Professor Ahmed Adesina from Lagos State University. He's saying you are doing a great job, sir. Keep it going. Although I have not seen the book, I learned that the tone mark, have been removed by you. I'm afraid that meaning will be lost without the marks. That's exactly what we've said. He's a lecturer Yoruba in Lagos State University, and that's his remarks anyway. Do you have anything to say to that?
Yes, Adeyinka. So that's a very brilliant question, and I've been asked several times. If you remove the mark, the something will be lost. So I have not removed the mark. Please listen. That tone, that mark, I've not removed it. Now the mark you see, Amioke, Amisale, is represented by that mark. What I did is that the Amioke, I've replaced it with an S, which is an alphabet. Amisale, replaced with an arrow, which is another alphabet. Amiari, which doesn't have anything, I replace that with L. So when you now see them, instead of looking at the Ami, you are now seeing alphabets that are silent. You understand? So when you pronounce, you still pronounce the same way, because you now know that instead of the Ami okay is an S. So when you see the S, you know this is okay, this is silent, this is Ami. So Samuel Ajayi Crowther did something wonderful by putting the Ami so that we know how to pronounce. But all those when you write all those when you look at our literature, it's all over the place. It makes the book look kind of, it doesn't look good. So let's write them, let's, let's translate those into alphabet. Now, the reason why those alphabets were there is because when the Europeans came to Africa, we did not we did not have a written language, so we didn't have our own alphabet. If we have written our own alphabet, there will be no Amioke Amesale. We'll have written them as an alphabet, but because we borrowed the European alphabet, so some of our sound is not in their alphabet. That's why you have B, because they don't have B. That's why you have Amioke Amesale. So, but what I've done is that Amioke, that Amesale, I've translated them into alphabets. So to answer your question, Professor Adesanya, thank you very much for that wonderful question. The Amioke Amesale, they are still there in a different way. They are there as alphabets instead of instead of Ami. They are now there as alphabet. So when you read the book, you'll be able to know, okay, this is this and this is that, and you'll be able to everybody, once they read the book, they understand what I'm trying to do, and they think this is exactly what you need to do. This is something that somebody will have come in under 100 to 500 years to come and do, but I'm doing it now. As I said, it's not for everybody. Some people will like it, some people will not like it. I'm not forcing it on Yoruba people. I'm not saying, but I'm just thinking that as it is right now, there are a lot of people now writing literature, novels now in modern Yoruba, and it's going to spread like wildfire. So if you're out there, this is the best time for you to learn it so that you don't get left behind. Thank you.
So you have a copy there? Just show to
Yes,
copy of the book.
actually, I
You have them
wanted
with you?
to. Yes, what I wanted to do before was to show the website, but I don't know how to show the website from here. But if you want me to show the book, I can show the book. Do you want me to do that now? Do you
Yeah,
want
just
me
show the
to?
book. But
Okay,
we are
okay,
still going to follow this up with some
okay,
media
okay,
publications, But for
okay. Give me
now,
a
we just
moment.
have to just show the book so that it's
Give me one moment.
uh,
Give me one moment.
okay, okay, ok. So, para os que estão nos assistindo aqui no Brasil, ele simplesmente inventou a forma mais fácil, o caminho mais prático de ensinar Yorùbá aos iniciantes. Né? Está dizendo que ele não é. Não, então, ele já está mostrando aqui.
This is the.
Esse é um dos livros dele.
That's the dictionary. It's 20,000 word dictionary, Muna Yoruba dictionary.
Ele fez até o dicionário
Okay.
moderno. É um trabalho mesmo.
This is the
Modern
1,000
Yoruba, um trabalho mesmo.
Yoruba names.
The modern
Yoruba
1,000 names. Wow.
This one is the 1,000 Yoruba proverbs. Yoruba proverbs. No, 1,000. All in 1,000.
1,000 Yoruba. Sir, just tell us one of the proverbs there.
Okay.
Sir, just tell us one of the proverbs there.
Okay, so I'm going to read. It says, Owo igbe kirun. Owo igbe kirun. Money made from selling. Sorry? Yeah. So the translation is that money made from doing bad job, menial jobs, does not smell. When you make money through hard work, you don't flaunt it. You don't flaunt it. It's people who made money through, through bad ways, or who that doesn't deserve that. They flaunt it all around. But if you make a money, yeah. So that's the one in page 287. I don't know whether you can see it. It says it's there. So 1,000.
We still gonna.
Still gonna do what?
Okay.
That's the book, 1,000 Yoruba proverbs.
Follow this up publications and have to come again to this program, have a debate with Brazilians on this.
Yeah, this one is the learn to write and speak Yoruba. This one is for somebody who if you have never know Yoruba before, it's your first time, you just want to learn Yoruba for the first time, this is the one for you. This one, it starts from, how to greet people, then how to use the different proverbs, lesson by lesson, So about 300 pages. So you learn about 256 verbs. 256 verbs. So they're all there. 256 verbs. I
Wow.
treated them one by one and how to use them. By the time you finish this book, there's nothing anybody can say to you in Yoruba that you don't understand. And then there are about 500 words that are there, we call them cognitives. These are words that look alike and that you're able to differentiate them. This is the work of D.O. Fagunwa in Kanido, that I've translated into modern Yoruba. This
Okay.
is D.O. Fagunwa's book. I did not write the book. I only translated it
Wow.
from old Yoruba to new one. So it's not my work. It's D.O. Fagunwa's book, as you can see
The
from here.
writing, the modern way of writing.
Yeah, I'm very in modern way of writing. So I'm not the one who wrote it, though. So I'm not claiming authority over it. And then this is the book of Revelation,
Fantastic.
Ephesians.
Fantastic.
So, and it's written in Yoruba Bible, but I've translated it into modern Yoruba. This one is only
Modern
about
Yoruba.
in
So
modern Yoruba.
Ifihan Yoruba. So this Ifihan
Yeah,
now is the
Ephesians.
modern
Yeah,
Yoruba.
this is modern Yoruba now. Yeah, there's an arrow there.
It's modern
Yeah, because that's huh.
out
Huh
there.
is to show.
Ifihan.
Huh is to show. Yeah, huh is different from huh.
Wow.
So that's the thing. We are differentiating the two verbs. Huh to show.
Huh.
Huh. So is HONT. Is HAR. So we are different. So that's the essence of learning the different verbs. Once you know the verbs, you know how to write them. So Yoruba is a very simple language to understand, but the problem now is that if, for example, if I write Ogun, you will know whether it's Ogun or Ogun or Ogun. Until you read a complete line, then you know, okay, this is Ogun, this is Ogun, this is Ogun. But in modern Yoruba, every single word only means one thing. So Ogun is written differently from Ogun, from Ogun, from Ogun, from Ogun. You write them separate. So when you see Ogun, you know this is Ogun.
In modern Yoruba, oh,
In modern Yoruba, yeah, they're
so
different.
you know you don't have to differentiate them with marks.
In modern Yoruba, they are written down. Let me show.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they are written down differently, completely differently. So they don't. I don't think I have that book here. I wanted to show. Where is that book? Okay, give me a moment. Let me show you. Where is the book?
Okay.
So I'm trying to show. Trying to show something here. So please bear with me. I'm trying to find the. So in essence, what I'm trying to say, okay, for example, now let me show you. I don't know whether you can see this now. If you look here where I have my hand,
You just read it. Yeah, we know
yeah,
we can see it.
you can't see it now. You can
Okay.
see oro, 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 oro.
Huh?
Can you see it here?
Uru,
Yeah, I'm trying to show.
uru.
Yeah, so you can see the way. Okay, even if
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
look
can
at,
see.
yeah, if you look at it on the other side, you can see Baale, Baale. You can see that. So that is the way,
Okay.
everything is differentiated. It's a lot of work. Everything is differentiated. So when you see the book, you'll be able to, fancy. So the important thing is that there are 20,000 words in the dictionary. They are all different, written differently. For example, if you write ile and ile, it's the same. Ile. You understand? Now in modern Yoruba, ile is I-double-L-E. I-double-L-E. Ile is I-L-E-L. So wọ́n ti yàtọ̀ síra wọn. And the reason why they are like that, you find out from the book why they are written like that. Because ile has an L because it has an E at the end. Ile has an A. So it's very simple, but you have to read the book because I can't explain a 90-page book in 5 minutes. I can't. You have to see
Yeah, yeah.
this
We
book.
will have
Yeah, it
to
may be a 90-page book, but
find a way
this is a 20-year research.
for us, the Brazilians in
It's a 20-year research, comprised into 90 pages. And I make sure it's not more than 90 pages so that you won't say it's too big to read. You can read it in one day. A lot of people read it actually in one day. And then after you read it, you understand it. You now be able, but even by the time you write it, you don't need to look at the dictionary. You can write it yourself. So that is the
wow.
essence. It is the future of our language because we cannot continue to write Anuki Misale. Can you write a computer program with Yoruba language? No, you can't. What can you do with the language? And we are taking the language as if it's a kind of masquerade. It's not a masquerade. We have to liberalize it. We have to remove all this thing that makes it look like a tribal thing. Make it simple. Simplify it. That's what I'm doing. So it's the
So
future
Yoruba
of our
Yoruba
language.
Yoruba
Mm.
language is not it's not a be hiding or it's not a song that has to be hidden. We should be open and
Yeah.
make it modern.
Yes. Yeah, let's open it up. Let's open it. Right
That's a
now,
good point.
when a white man sees it, they think we are backward people. They think we are backward. They think what's we look backward. And this is the same tribe
So,
that has
but
produced.
why don't you try? Why don't you try? Why don't you try and work with some universities with this your idea, with some professors
Yeah,
there, so that they can also find a way to introduce it into the system?
yeah. I've tried everything I can.
Or have you tried such?
Yeah, I wrote some universities. I even sent copies, but it looked like people. Well, let me tell you my impression about Nigerians is that, especially Yoruba people in Nigeria, is that everybody they're in a hurry to make money for something. Nobody wants to sit down on anything academic. Uh, people are not interested in anything that's not bringing money for them. You understand? So that's my impression. I may be very wrong. That's my impression. But a lot of people abroad who are comfortable, they have received I've received accolades from some former governors in Nigeria, who are actually some kings have sent me letters. I have to say, oh, beautiful, beautiful. And when are you coming to Nigeria to come and teach it? I said, well, what I'm doing right now is to get the young people in England, for example. There are a lot of young people who are organizing themselves into because they are curious about Yoruba, but there's no way they could. Nobody's telling them anything. There's no book to read. You understand? And we are the people who will write the books, but we have to write it in a way that they will be very happy to read. The way it is written now, if you give them any Dio Fagunwa's book, they will not read it because it doesn't look good. That's what they told me, sir. Daddy, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So we have to make it look good for them and for everybody. So this Amuke, this Amisale is very barbaric. for me to say the least, is barbaric. It's not. How many languages in the world do you see them using Amioke and Amisale? How many languages? We are the only one, and it's not. This is the most
But
beautiful
we use
language in the world.
we use Amioke. But we use Amioke Amisala in Portuguese.
But not on
In Portuguese,
every.
Spanish we use Amioke Amisala.
I know, but not on every O and L, O and U.
Everybody.
Not like Yoruba. The Yoruba one is too much. Everywhere when
Okay.
you look at the page like this, it's all over the place. It's not like that in French. It's not like that in Spanish. Maybe one or two in a page, but our own, every every vowel on the page must have one, so that when you have a full page, you have the whole entire page is filled with
Yeah,
American
yeah.
American. So that's the problem. That's the problem I'm trying to solve.
Thank
So
you.
that's
Thank you
where we are.
very much, sir.
No problem at all.
You have, in fact, you have done
It's
so
been a
well.
it's been a
I'm on
pleasure,
on my
Adeyinka.
phone here.
I think you have a
A
copy of
lot
the.
of comments. A lot the community.
I think you have a
I
copy
have
of
it.
the
I
book.
have it. I have it.
Okay, okay.
I have it.
Mm.
I have it. I have it. I
So,
also checked the book yesterday. It's quite
mm,
interesting.
so I
Ekushe,
think we'll work together to translate into
eh,
Portuguese.
Eku- yeah, it will be nice. And
Mm,
please, you should be ready to come again to the program where we can receive Brazilians, kind of Zoom program, so that we can now go
mm,
practical.
yes, yes.
Now we're just
Okay.
talking. Now we have to bring
Mm,
Brazilians. They are asking me to bring you on interviews that they can participate and we can write and if
okay.
possible
Yes, yes.
a lecture from your side. They are
Okay.
quite
Yeah.
happy. I'm so impressed. I'm sincerely speaking. It's always good to learn more. I'm just learning
Mm,
this. Every day I
thank.
learn this. I like you said. I also did the arts. I didn't study Yoruba or thereabout, but as
Mm,
an artist, Yoruba art got into my profession, and I'm a Yoruba artist, just like you can see. So
mm.
today I'm learning a lot with this your ways, and I never thought of it. The accents here and there.
Mm, mm.
Now you are just at times you even see some of us are even so lazy to put those things. So we only
Yeah.
write and we don't even put again.
You see that, and then everything is
Okay.
lost. Nobody know. Yeah. So if it's a year, you don't know whether it's a year or
Yeah,
a year
exactly.
or
So
That's the thing.
yeah,
So we need to do something about the language. We
exactly.
need to do something, and I'm
You've
happy with
done
what
a
I've
great
done.
job. It's
So,
uh,
so thank you, Adeyinka. I really
if
appreciate
we
this.
are one
Thank
way
you
or
so
the
much.
other to
Mm.
the
So anytime again, if you want me, I will be very happy
to
to the guests here. So I thought maybe we are going to meet on Zoom. Otherwise, I
exactly.
will have been able to actually show you some practicals. On the phone.
Will
Mm. But anyway, thank you so much. Anyway,
please,
thank you so much. Mm.
uh, Divan Mendes,
Mm.
obrigado. Jẹ́ kí n kí àwọn Brazilian wa ní èdè. Divan Mendes, a tua participação foi demais, adorei. Estávamos iniciando, né, programa desse ano, que geralmente é depois do carnaval, esse é o primeiro, né? Obrigado mesmo pela tua participação. Espero que juntos nós próximos. O Dara, thank you very obrigado também, né, por a UEMI, Professor Ahmed, and those of you that are sending messages on my cell phone, listening and
Mhm.
asking questions on myself. I cannot ask too many questions, but the program is just for 1 hour plus. We're almost reaching 2 hours now. And he has a lot of books, a lot of books. And we also try as much as possible to to propagate the books so you can your
mm,
copy. Like we normally do, this program comes up every week to audience next week. And
mm,
we thank on behalf of myself, Adeyinka Olaiya, and the Brazilians, the Yorubas in Brazil. We thank my honorable senior Deji Olaiya. I'm very proud of him. Like I tell people, we have the Jolaya doing it too. you know, so if you know me here, they know him there.
mm,
He's doing a fantastic job. I'm an advocate of Yoruba culture, Yoruba tradition in diaspora. He's also an advocate. You can see his books are doing so good, so good, so good. I'm proud of
mm.
him. I'm proud to be. He's proud too. Thank you very, very, very much, sir. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Eh, yóò máa ju yín ṣe,
Amen.
yóò
Amen.
máa ju
Thank
yín
you.
ṣe.
Thank you so
Yorùbá ní
much.
iwájú lọ̀pá ìpìtì. Yorùbá ní
Amen.
iwájú lọ̀pá ìpìtì ń rí sí.
Amen.
Iwájú
Amen.
lẹ̀ máa lọ, lẹ̀ máa
Amen.
lọ. Gbogbo
Amen.
ore yín wájú, gbogbo ore yín lọ́tún, gbogbo ore
Amen.
yín ní gúúsù òun àríwá yóò wá yín rí o.
Amen.
Like we say in Brazil, ẹni tó bá ti ń gbé Yorùbá lárugẹ, wọ́n ta máa á ní ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ẹrú mọlẹ̀. Bá ṣe máa ń sọ nìyẹn nítorí pé àwa gbàgbọ́ pé bá ṣe máa ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ẹrú mọlẹ̀ tó bá ti ń gbé Yorùbá lárugẹ. Mọ̀ pé èdè Yorùbá máa wá tún sọ kankan fún yín o. You said something about Yoruba being the root of a number of languages,
Mm.
Yoruba, Igbo, and the originality. I think
Yeah.
we will still have to talk about this later. Somebody
Mm.
also mentioned such. Somebody mentioned such months back. Now you have said it again. We
Mm.
find time and talk about that too. But today we are talking of your books. Please,
Talking about
ẹ dárúkọ àwọn òwe yẹn fún wa. 1001
again. Okay. So as I said, you will
Yoruba
find the
names.
book.
Yeah,
You
just tell the
find it
name.
on www.modernyoruba.com. This is 1,000 Yoruba names.
W W yeah.
.modernyoruba.com. You find this in www.modernyoruba.com. This is 1,000 Yoruba names. This one is
1000
1,000
Yoruba
Yoruba
names.
proverbs. Nobody will read this book and will not be clever. A lot of Irish people here
1000
are
Yoruba
fine.
names.
Yeah,
1000
1,000 Yoruba
Yoruba
proverbs.
proverbs.
Yes, they're all there. And then the most important of them all is Modern Yoruba Dictionary. This is 20,000 Yoruba words. Yeah,
Modern Yoruba
all
dictionary.
Modern Yoruba Dictionary. Yeah, all
1000 Yoruba
transcribed.
words.
Brilliant book, and this is the one that is selling most. And this is my
1000 Yoruba
latest work.
words. Wow.
Yeah, is Learn to Speak and Write Yoruba Language, Modern Yoruba. It has 256 verbs and about
Learn.
4,500 vocabularies. Yes,
Wow.
256 verbs. So, brilliant book.
Wow.
And apart from that, this is the
Wow.
original modern Yoruba orthography. If you already write Amioke Amisale, you need to read this book. It's only 90 pages. It will tell you the job, what I did to translate Yoruba language. This is the book that you need to read. And if you don't want to buy it, it's only about maybe I think about €8 or something online. You can download it online. If you don't want to, you can actually go to the website modernyoruba.com and click on it and read it online. So but if you go to Kindle, you can download it onto your phone and take it
I
anywhere
read
you
it free.
Yeah, free of charge. You can read. Yeah, it's free of charge. But if you want to read on
Wow.
Kindle, I think it's about eight or €7 or €8 or something. But you can read it online on the website modernyoruba.com free of charge.
Wow.
can read free of charge there. So, and then I also, because people are thinking, okay, this thing you have written, can you practicalize it? I said, okay. So I practicalize it by, by translating in Kanindo Enugu language. I translated it into modern Yoruba. And if you look at the first page,
Oh,
I don't know whether you can see it there. You can see it. That's the way it looks like.
okay.
That's the way it looks like. You can see that there's no Amioki, there's no
Wow.
Amisali. It's very reader friendly. Very reader friendly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
So that's what I've achieved. This is the book of
wow.
Revelation, Ifian, Revelation. So I've also translated it into modern Yoruba. And if you look at the first page, you can see it there. There's no Amioki, there's no Amisale. It's all translated into modern Yoruba. You can see there. So those are
Wow.
all together 7 books. I've told myself I'm not going to write any more books because a lot of people are now writing novels. And people are writing novels in the UK, and I'm going to publish it for them. And this is how we are going to get it going, because when people now write their experiences, their novels, other people will now read it. But the thing is that if you don't learn to, if you don't learn modern Yoruba, you may not be able to read it because there are some technicalities there. How the structure is different. For example, now if you say ngolo in the current Yoruba, ngo, you
Mm.
write they can write any, and then they will write lo. In the new structure, is
Yeah.
joined with any word. So ngo will be any, you write it together with the word in front. That's the structure. Then, for example, when you say
Okay.
mumbo o ti lo mi o lo, that o is different. O kan ṣé òun lọ o kan nìyẹn. It's different from ṣé o ìwọ. It's a different. So they are written differently.
Hmm.
So you have to learn which of the o. So the structure is different, but the important thing now is that you have a standard. So once you know this is the standard, this is the structure, you'll be able to read it, and it makes everything simple, because we are the only language in the world that anybody can wake up and write it anywhere. Just like you are writing SMS, some people can write U for Y and YOU. That's the way the Yoruba is written. There's no standard. There's no standard. This is the first time we are having it. I know a lot of people are saying there's a standard with the American Misale, but there's no actual. If you look at all the Yoruba dictionaries you have, everybody writes differently in the way they want. But this one is a standard based on a book. This is the
Mm.
way to write it. And this is why this is very important. It's not for everybody, it's for only, will I dare to say, people who are understanding. If you have a head on your shoulder, it's for you. If you're somebody who cannot, who is not able to comprehend, you don't need to worry yourself. This is not going to be for everybody. It's for only special people. And all our children growing up, they are not going to, no, none of them is going to learn Amioke. You can write it down. No children growing up now will learn Amioke and Amisale. They won't write, they won't learn it. They want something that is simpler, that looks good. That looks good. So let me stop there. So
Thank
thank you
you
very much,
very
Adeyinka.
much.
Thank you very much. It's now
It's a
6
big
o'clock.
challenge.
It is, yeah.
It's a big challenge.
So mm,
Yeah. Jẹ́ kí n kọ́ sọ fáwọn Brazilians mi. Meus irmãos brasileiros, a gente vai se despedir já desse programa aí. Ele é o escritor de Yoruba, a maneira mais moderna de escrever Yoruba, de aprender Yoruba, está sendo um desafio, né, mundialmente, né? Mas ele acha que Yoruba o idioma que precisa chegar até você de maneira mais fácil. As acentuações conforme ele está dizendo aqui, tem complicando as maneiras, né, de ensinar ou de aprender. Então, ele inventou uma forma um pouquinho mais interna, né, eliminando acentuações, para que vocês possam entender e falar o mais rápido possível. Ele é Deji Olaiya, ele é radicado na Irlanda, né, Dublin, na Europa, nigeriano, uma pessoa talentosa e já publicou dicionário, né, moderno, né, publicou também para os iniciantes que aprender, publicou também o livro, publicou também 1000 nomes yorubas, 1000 nomes yorubas para quem quer ter isso. Também publicou Apocalipse, né? Publicou também em Yorubá, traduzir também inúmeros trabalhos ali para facilitar a aprendizagem. Isso que ele tem feito e que ele tem um maior prazer, maior alegria, e logo ele quer também traduzir para português, para que o mercado chegue aos vocês do Brasil, né? Muito obrigado e na próxima semana estaremos de volta aqui para celebrar, receber outra pessoa, né? Esse programa está começando nesse ano. Fique sempre conosco. Muito obrigado. Sa, é aqui um Brazilian wa àwọn tó ń wò yín kí wọn ẹ bá wa sọ Yorùbá náà o wọn ti gbé ẹni tó ń sọ òyìnbó rẹpẹtẹ báyìí ṣé ẹ bá wa sọ Yorùbá o ẹ bá wa kí wọn.
Okay. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ará Brazil o, mo kí yín gidigidi, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ wá sí orí ètò yìí o, and ọlá Ọlọ́run á tó yín jẹ o, ẹ máa rí bá ti ṣe o, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ fẹ́ràn Yorùbá, Ọlọ́run á fẹ́ràn yín o, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gan ni, and gbogbo nǹkan tá a wá ṣe lénìí, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe fún wa, gbogbo eléyìí tá a máa ṣe lọ́la, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe fún wa o. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ará ilé o. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure for me to be here to talk to you all. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
You can see Professor Ahmed wrote something else here. And we will also share the video for others to listen. And
just to answer,
thank you very much
that.
for.
Just to answer the question of Professor Ahmed Adesanya, yes, there is a standard for in 1875, but the important thing in my work is that there's a differentiation issue. The Amioke and Amisale have been removed. And apart from that, we have a situation where 4 or 5 words are still written the same way. As I made an example before, when you write down Ogun, 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 it's the same word, O-G-U-N. But in modern Yoruba, we have separated them with alphabets. When you write Ogun, for example, it's O-G-O-O-N. Ogun is O-G-U-N-T. Ogun is O-H-O-G-U-N. Ogun is O-H-O-G-U-R-N. So they have been differentiated. This is a new standard in the sense. It's just like in English. When you write court, C-O-T, it's different from court, C-U-T. It's different from C-A-U-G-H-T. It's different from C-O-U-R-T. But you pronounce them court. So what I've done is to differentiate them alphabetically instead of with Amioke Amisale or with whatever. This is alphabetic differentiation, alphabetic separation. So it's a different standard. As I said, I'm not against the standard that was made in 1875. I'm not against anybody. I'm just, doing an innovation, which I believe that in the years to come is going to be what will be that will move Yoruba forward. So if we do an innovation in 1875 and we are doing another innovation in 2023, I mean, we are talking about 150 years difference. So we cannot live on an innovation of 1875. I'm not saying it's bad, but today we're in the digital world now. So we need to upgrade to a digital level, which is what I'm doing. Thank you. So I don't want to waste your time, Adeyinka. I think I want to thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
very
much.
much. Now
I'm
we
so
still need
happy. I'm
we
so
still
happy
need
with
to
what
do
you have
here.
achieved. Yeah, and I wish you well, and I pray that this
Thank you
channel
very much.
will grow to cover not only Brazil, to cover the whole of South America, because you are doing something great. You're propagating Yoruba culture, Yoruba language, Yoruba religion, and Ọlọ́run adé fún ẹ ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run wàá dirú wàá dìgbà àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ náà.
Àṣẹ o, àmì o, àṣẹ o, àṣẹ
Yeah,
o, àmì o.
gbogbo igi tó gbogbo nǹkan gbogbo èso tó ń so, you will rape it in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Àmì o, àmì o, àmì.
Amen.
Wọ́n ní àmì Jésù.
Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very
much.
good. God bless you. God bless you. All right. Yeah. Bye. Okay. Okay.
Thank
Just.
you very much. I'm so proud
Okay.
of you. Anytime we are, those of you watching us, thank you very much for being with us. This is Adeyinka Olaiya. We have to close up for the day, and anything you thought, you can always check through our channel and share the so that others can also listen to this fantastic interactive program today. Thank you very much. Meus irmãos brasileiros, brasileiras, muito obrigado. Eu agradeço. Trust me, like we say, ẹ ṣeun mo dùn alálẹ̀ a máa gbè yín o. Orí adé á gbè wá o. Orí adé á gbè wá o.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
God bless you.
All right.
Aládé ni wá o. Yóò máa bí wá ṣe o. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, those of you that are with us. I appreciate this fantastic interactive today, and I hope you join us next week as we bring another person. It's a big pleasure that we are able to receive Deji Olaiya. In fact, I just can't describe the effort he has, his contribution to the Yoruba community, and we pray that a number of us can also appreciate and thank him for this wonderful effort of his. E os que estão nos assistindo, agradeço a vocês. E vocês possam também adquirir o livro dele, modernyoruba.com, www.modernyoruba.com. Aí é onde vocês podem adquirir o livro deles. Deji Olaiya, Deji-Olaiya. Colocar no Google, vai procurar e compra. E compra. E compra. Yoruba não pode morrer. Vamos aprender, vamos divulgar. É coisa ancestral. Thank you very much, Sophia, that are watching us from Nigeria, from Brazil, and around the world. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o. Èmi Adeyinka Olaiya. Mi ò pé méjì o. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Èmi lọmọlẹ́ni ẹwẹlẹ́, ọmọlẹ́ni àtẹ́ẹ̀ká, ìdìṣà rídì ìṣáná, lílẹ́rọ wá ti múná roko. Wọ́n lè tó wá dakí dìṣà jẹ, èyí tí ò bá daka wọ́ sínú igbó, kẹranko onígbó kó rí imú jẹ. Ìdìṣà tí ò jẹ obì, olójú yóò máa ju yín ṣe o. Mo tún kí alódọ̀yà náà o. Èmi lọmọ àràpátẹ́ jẹ́ wọ́n ọdún kan tó rú dígbò ọ̀ṣẹ́. wọ́n ní ìṣọmọ lòmíràn kọ́ lájọ wà sàn gangan mi ń ṣọmọ àlè o mo kàn ń sọ Pọtugí ni Pọtugí tí mo ń sọ àjò ló fà á o ṣùgbọ́n ó bá tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn táyé bá gbà mí Ìjẹ̀ṣà ni mo sọ yóò máa ju wá ṣe o. I thank you all, I appreciate you all till we meet again. Ó dìgbà kan náà o, ó dàbọ̀ o, ẹ ṣeun.